Real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Chelsea Friday was friends with the defendant, but once they moved in together, everything changed. Chelsea claims she could hear the defendant having sex with random men, then fight with her boyfriend. Chelsea's suing for rent, bills, and property damage. Defendant Chelsea Vandertoorn says the plaintiff has some nerve talking about her love life when the plaintiff's boyfriend was living with another woman. Chelsea denies owing her former roommate for anything.
Start with you.
Okay. We moved together in '09. I knew that she had guy drama, but I didn't know the extent to things.
Moved together, what was the agreement?
The agreement as in for the bills?
Yes, and the rent?
Rent was half and half, and all the bills were half and half.
Okay, and who signed the lease?
We both did in the beginning, and then towards the end, it got re-signed over to me.
All right. When was it re-signed to you?
Let's say 2010, September-ish, end of October-ish.
All right, so that's the lease we are enforcing today. All right, go ahead.
Okay. When I moved in with her, she just had a lot of guy drama. Living with her is basically like a soap opera. It was constant back and forth cheating. She was cheating on her boyfriend. He was cheating on her. When they would get into arguments, she would throw tantrums to where she would kick and punch holes into her closet door. I mean, she would bring different guys over at night. I could overhear having sex. It was just stuff like that.
Is it a bad thing?
Wasn't for me. Well, I mean, when you have a boyfriend, it is. So
When you have a boyfriend?
When she had a boyfriend at the time, she was very promiscuous, yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. She would bring different guys over at night. I could overhear having sex. It was just stuff like that.
Is it a bad thing?
Wasn't for me. Well, I mean, when you have a boyfriend, it is.
Plaintiff Chelsea Friday is suing her former roommate, who claims Chelsea's boyfriend was living with another woman.
Did you have anybody?
I had a boyfriend at the time, but I mean, he lived like 45 minutes away.
With another girl, actually.
With another woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cheating on me, lived with another girl. Right. So, I mean, it wasn't really anything.
The two of them should have been together, huh?
Right, they should have. I mean, they was exactly the same, cheating on each other.
Go ahead.
Anyways, she would have tantrums to where she would stop. She would make herself hold her breath to where she wasn't breathing. She would stop eating, so basically like had an eating disorder.
More than a tantrum, if that's true.
Yeah, like a 2-year-old. She would be on the floor holding her breath.
More than a tantrum, holding your breath, trying to...
a panic attack.
Little bit more.
That's what I'm thinking.
I've been seeing the doctor for it.
Anyways, up there is not completely there. So, I don't know. By summer, I knew that we weren't gonna end up re-signing the lease towards the end, just because of how things were going. Little arguments here and there, just small bickering. And then after threats being made about not paying the bills and so forth of her share, then that's when it kind of got out of hand.
All right, and what happened when it got out of hand?
Well, the neighbor next to me kept getting her door kicked in. It happened about maybe 2 or 3 times by a boyfriend.
What was your understanding of the reason her boyfriend kicked the neighbor's door?
No, not her boyfriend. The neighbor's boyfriend was kicking her door in.
All right.
Sorry. And I had a dog at the time. I left. My sister also lived in the same apartment complex that we were living in, just a few buildings over. I left to her house for maybe 2 to 3 hours. I left lights on in the house to, you know, I mean, if anybody tried kicking in my door, we're home. You see that the lights are on, people are there, so you probably shouldn't do that. So when I'm at my sister, she sends me this 6-page text message of how I should be understanding of her being low on money that month, and how if it happens again, she's not going to pay the next electric bill. And I told her, if you know anything about electric, your lights are being the least thing that you're being charged for. You're being more charged for things being plugged in. She had 3 industrial fans running in her room. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to be blown away by the wind or what you're trying to do, but 3 fans going is a lot more equivalent to 1 light being on for a few hours.
Let me allow her to give some background, then we'll get to the rent, bills, and damage.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, first off, Chelsea and I were great friends. We were the best of friends up until the last 2 months. The whole conflict about the lights were, she had a dog that I did not approve of. The dog peed everywhere, pooped everywhere, tore up carpet, And I had asked Chelsea multiple times to just please keep the lights off, please keep the TV off. She left them on to keep the dog occupied, to keep him like quiet because we weren't allowed to have him. He was a very rambunctious pit bull. I had asked her multiple times to keep him off, and I came home from work one day and everything was on. The TV was on blast, kitchen, living room, dining room light in the middle of the day. So I had texted Chelsea and asked her where she was, and she was over at her sister's. And I had said, listen, I have bills to pay. I had no more car, no nothing. I have bills I need to pay. I'm not renewing the lease.
Because what?
Because I couldn't afford it. The argument that we had that day, she had thrown a fit and went down to the leasing office and had me signed off the lease.
All right.
So that's where it became her lease. I had politely asked Chelsea,
You
listen,
still remained with her, though?
No, I moved out the same day.
Okay.
No, that's incorrect, Your Honor.
I had politely asked Chelsea, listen, I have bills I need to pay. I need to get my stuff right. I'm not moving back in here. Can we please keep the electricity down? And it came down to that day.
Hold on, I'm confused now. I thought you said you moved out the day the new lease came.
This is all the same day. That was the argument.
Didn't you say you moved that same day?
I did. It was the
Okay,
argument.
let's start there. So what happened from the day you moved out?
Chelsea would send me text messages telling me I owed her $900 here and there, and saying that if I didn't pay her, it was going to court, and here we are. I
All
told
right,
her
good.
that I wasn't going to pay that outrageous amount and that she could take me to court if she felt
Good
the
enough.
need.
Plaintiff Chelsea Friday is suing her former roommate, who claims Chelsea's boyfriend was living with another woman.
So you tell me what rent, bills, and property damages you are suing for based on the month and the year.
The day that we re-signed the lease over was September 14th. She did not move out that day. She moved out September 21st. The electric bills owing are from July till September.
You have a list?
Yes, I do.
And you all were to pay half and half, or was that included in the rent?
It was
or-
half and half.
Okay.
This is the unpaid electric bills, and these are all three of the bills.
Okay. And these were the 3 months she lived there?
Yep.
Did she tell you in those 3 months that you were running the light bill up too high?
No, she did not. What
She
happened?
never mentioned it?
No. What happened with the argument is
No,
when I
no.
was...
I'm
there was
talking
two-
about, ma'am.
Sorry.
The light bill. She never mentioned
No.
the light bill to you.
No.
Okay, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. You say you did mention the light bill
Yes,
to
sir.
her. All right, and what was her response when you mentioned it to her?
She had to keep the dog quiet.
Okay, and you don't remember this conversation?
No, it was two arguments. That's where she's missing. There was
Let's
two...
talk about the light bill argument.
Right, there's two separate arguments with the light bill.
Let's talk about the light bill argument.
Sure.
Did she mention a light bill to you?
It wasn't the light bill itself. When she came home, she was
Let's
arguing
start over
about
again,
the
because
lights.
that's an easy yes or no.
No,
Did she
then no,
ever
no.
mention a light bill to you?
No, she did not.
What were the arguments about?
The first argument, I was at my sister's house for about 3 hours. I had the kitchen light and the living room light on. She sent me that 6-page text message that I read.
Saying what?
Saying how I should be considerate of her being low, that she was low on money this month. I said, okay, we
Be
blew past
considerate,
that.
therefore what?
That I should be considerate that she's low on money, and that if I keep the lights on again, she's not going to pay the electric
It was
bill.
regarding the light bill.
Right.
She did discuss it with you. Okay, so I'm going to dismiss your claim
Oh,
about
my
the light
goodness.
bill. You straight up lied and deceived me. What else other than the light bill that you're not getting? What else are you
Rent.
suing her for?
Rent.
All right, tell me what months for rent?
It was the last month of September when she lived there. I didn't charge her for the whole month. I just charged her for what she was there for, which was $196.
All right, and you say you moved on the 14th?
Yes, sir.
And she says you moved on the 21st. I'm going to take your word because your word has proven to be much more reliable and credible than hers. And the rent was how much per month? You don't know how much you paid in rent per
It was
month?
a year ago, sir.
That means you didn't pay for sure.
Yes,
you definitely
I did.
didn't pay your
I
rent.
did.
Do you know how much the rent was
Rent
per
was
month?
$579, and we paid a solid $600 every month.
All right, we have $150 so far, ma'am. Now, What else are you suing for? What other bills and property damage?
Property damage to my dresser, which was $200.
And what did she do?
I'm not going to get into the details for that, but a lot of bugs and dirty laundry and old McDonald bags were in it to where I couldn't reuse the dresser anymore because of the bugs that were inside of it.
Okay.
And I have my mom's witness statement that she's seen the bugs and
What type
everything
of
else
bug?
in that. Maggots.
Okay.
Maggots?
And you
Ooh.
could not eliminate them through extermination?
No, not through the wood and everything else. It was just really
It was
disgusting.
a really old dresser.
My father built
Really
the dresser
old.
for me when I was
Okay.
when I was a little
You
girl,
have
so it
the
had
receipt
sentimental
for
value to it.
replacement?
Oh, let's get to.
Ma'am, what do you say to the dresser?
It was just fine as I used it when I left.
Plaintiff Chelsea Friday is suing her former roommate, who claims Chelsea's boyfriend was living with another woman.
Did you ever see any of the things that she mentioned?
No,
maggots
sir, my
or
clothes were
anything?
in there. I did not see.
When did you notice the maggots?
The day after the night that she moved out, there was still dirty bags in the dresser as well. She left a lot
Dirty
of
bags
dirty bags of laundry.
in the dresser.
The clothes that were in there were dirt, old underwear. So that's where the maggots
All right.
came from.
All right. All right. I don't believe you.
Okay.
Don't believe you,
That's
so I'm
good,
not
Chelsea.
granting you that either. $150 is your judgment. Have a good day.
Okay.
I just feel that you're a liar and nothing about you is classy.
Oh, okay, that's
So-
cool.
Yeah, it is. And I'm happy you got your $150.
Me too.